Welcome to Camp 17. We are...
My armpits are sweaty.
My armpits are so
really
sweaty.
I don't normally sweat my armpits.
But really what we want to help you do is manage your safety. When we feel safe, we'll connect with people. My nostrils aren't as big as yours.
Your fight looks different. Your struggle is going to look different. It is not going to look the same as everyone else.
You're my best friend. You're my best friend.
Okay, ladies, here we go. Before we start to work out, what do we usually start with? We start with a list of things that have happened to us, injuries. We start with excuses. We start with limitations. We start with reasons why. We start with trying to make sense of how we got where we are right now with our health, with our wellness. We're talking about fitness. Camp 17, we're moving around. We're taking our body. We are asking our bodies to do things that we might not have done in a really long time, like running, or things that you've never done, like kicking and punching. And so you're taking yourself, you're putting yourself in a situation where you might be experiencing new things. For some of you, you've been working out for a while, and so you're used to moving your body, you're used to a routine of fitness. We might, with the diet, not with the diet, but with the Whole30, with changing your diet, because let's be honest, we all have a diet, right? It doesn't mean that we're all on a diet. We all have a diet. It just depends on what's in it. This video, we are going to talk about excuses and limitations. Now, this seems to come about. Excuses and limitations, things start to, when there is some type of pressure or something that is asked of us, if it be in relationship, if it be in fitness, if something comes up where we are unsure if we can do it or not, fear kind of comes in and might start playing a role. Or your willingness might shine through. Yeah, I'm willing to do this. And so we start to learn a lot about ourselves when things get difficult, when we are challenged, when we are confronted with something. Now, some of you, this might take just a little bit of pressure, a little bit of a challenge. With others, it might take a lot to get to this point. So when we talk about excuses and limitations, we all have them. We all have limitations, whether it be with our physical fitness right now, whether it even be with our age, or whether it be with just your capacity at this moment. Our hopes for you in Camp 17, for every woman, for every person, for every human, is to not be afraid of challenge. Now, we have to feel safe. That's step one. So identifying when we feel safe and when we feel unsafe, right? So let's take a situation, for example. Let's take a workout in the gym, because you will all be experiencing this. We will all be experiencing this together. This can be taken, this scenario, this situation can be taken into your workplace. It could be taken into your marriage. It could be taken into just your relationship with people, and even your relationship with yourself. Like, you could take it and apply it anywhere. So a challenge presents itself. Let's say we're working out and I ask you to carry something heavy. And you pick up this item that isn't light, because it is heavy, right? So if something is heavy for me looks different than heavy for you. Heavy for you looks different than heavy for Susie standing next to you. Everybody's heavy, everyone's challenge, everyone's weight looks different. It might look the same. You might find somebody that you're carrying the same weight. You're carrying a really heavy weight. The heavier the weight, the greater the challenge. The more often you carry that weight, the stronger you're going to get. But when that weight gets too heavy to carry, if I ask you to carry a sandbag, if I say, I want you to wrap your arms around this sandbag, and I want you to walk, and I want you to try not to drop it, and you say, yes, I'm in Camp 17, I want to be a better version of myself, I want to be a better woman, I want to be stronger, I want to be more able. I want to be more able. I want to grow. I want to be the best version of myself. So you say that, you feel that, you know that. So it's safe to say that that might not be the strongest voice in your head. It might not be the loudest. It might be brand new to you. You might, when you started Camp 17, you might have never even thought that you would even see the best version of yourself ever. You may have given up on yourself years ago. You may have given up on yourself 2 weeks ago. You may have, and something happened, something crazy happened where all of a sudden you say, I want this. My entire life I've been believing something different, but just maybe there's something different. So you say, I want to be better. You come into Camp 17 and you say, woo, I want to be better. And you're standing next to other women that are saying, woo, I want to be better too. So we identify, we are where we are right now. That with the limitations that we have, the limitations being age, the limitations being weight, the limitations being injury, the limitations being things that hold you back, things that limit your capacity right now, your capacity of effort, of movement, of range of motion, of fill in the blank. So we state that we want to be better. That is, when we say that, that is our desire that lives inside of us. We all have desire that lives inside of us. Some of us have never even heard her voice. Some of us have no idea what she sounds like. For years, girls, I had no idea what she sounded like. Because I thought that my desires were too big. I didn't even know what desire even was. I thought it was bad. I was afraid of disappointment. I was afraid of not having what it took to achieve or to get, to actually obtain what it was that I desired. And so I thought, if I don't desire anything, then I'll be okay with whatever I get. Whatever comes my way. But there was a shift in my heart where I realized that I was just existing. And I knew that when I started to wake up that girl inside of me, and I started to say, wow, like, I actually have desire that is inside of me. But she's really weak. She's skinny. She's frail. But she wants to be better. And I know that. And she wants to, and she knows that it's not going to be easy. And And so when you step into camp, you awaken this little girl inside of you that says, I want to be better. And so as you're carrying that sandbag, you pick it up and you say, all right, this is heavy. Whew, this is heavy, but I got it. I want to be better. I want to be better. Squeaky, just like that. And you start to walk with that weight. You start to walk with that challenge. And as you're walking, you're holding on to it a little bit longer so you're not so fresh. You start to get tired. And then all of a sudden, you start to hear a voice. So picture this little girl wanting to be better. And all of a sudden this voice comes in. This bully comes in. This persecutor comes in and starts calling you names and starts making you feel ashamed that you can't do it and says, I knew you couldn't do it. You dropped that bag. I knew you couldn't do it. Who do you think you are thinking that you can do this? And as you take a couple more steps, then they just continue to just make you feel small. They're mean, they're gross. They say things that are just that you know, that maybe you only know. And they say these things to you. This bully says these things to you. And it becomes so overwhelming that you drop the bag. You go, well, you know what? That's right, I can't do this. Why am I even here? Why am I even here? Why am I doing this? And then you start to question why you're here. And the little girl, the desire, just starts to get quieter and quieter, and she just starts to stop talking. She's standing there, and the bully just overtakes her. The persecutor just overtakes her, belittles her, calls her worthless. And everything that goes wrong during the struggle, whether it be that you're breathing heavy, whether it be that you're making funny sounds, funny noises, whether it be that you don't feel strong in that moment, and you have to drop that bag. Now, some of you, your bully is the persecutor. For others, the bully looks completely different. For others, you start with that bag, that desire, I want to be better, you're walking, and then all of a sudden things start to get hard and you hear this voice where they say, what are they doing? They're asking you to carry this weight? They're gonna hurt you. This is gonna hurt you. You're gonna look like a fool. You are. You're gonna look like a fool. You drop that bag right now because the sounds that you're making and how you're grunting and you're all sweaty, like they're making you do that. Look at the other girls. Look at them. You look just like them. You don't want to be like them. They look ridiculous right now. You drop that bag. So then you have this victim that comes in, where everybody's doing something to them, to you. They're doing something to you. They're saying that Camp 17, these coaches don't know what they're talking about. Bleep, 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 bleep. The victim. Others, the bully looks like salvation. The bully looks like coming in and rescuing you from an awful situation. This is hard. You look silly. I am saving you. They look so tempting. It looks so tempting. Now, this could even be going back to a lifestyle, an old lifestyle. A quote, easy lifestyle. A pain-free, that bully's holding a sign that says pain-free zone. There's no pain over here. Shoot, come and sit on the couch. You look fine just the way you are. Your relationships are fine just the way they are. You just have a dysfunctional marriage, and that is just fine. Your job sucks, but you know what? There's a lot of things in life that suck. Just endure it. Right? So things look easy. The rescuer comes in and saves you from all of this stress. And yeah, is it stressful? Totally. Is it worth it? It's more worth it than you even realize. It's not just fitness. It's not just picking up something heavy and walking with it. It's not just kicking and punching something. It's not just stepping up on a box. It's not just rowing on a rower. It's not just that. It's connecting the dots. Because nothing brings out frustration and emotion and really gets you to know yourself a little bit better than being tested physically. No matter who you are, athlete, Olympian, couch potato, whatever it is, whatever your level of intensity, whatever level of intensity is required to you or for you to reach that level, to where you start to question, is this really what I want? Because what it is it's actually questioning, it's saying, are you willing to be uncomfortable? Are you willing to look at bad habits? Are you willing to be uncomfortable? So what does this look like as you're walking? It could be the full gang. You could have the gamut. You could have every one of these bullies. You could have the victim. You could have the persecutor. You could have the savior. You could have that rescuer all come in and surround you all at the same time and overwhelm you, and then you just say, this is not for me. Well, let me tell you, life is for everyone. Life is for everyone. It's not just for certain people. It is for everyone. It looks different. Your fight looks different. Your struggle is going to look different. It is not going to look the same as everyone else. Your life is not going to look the same as everyone else. It's just not. You might be stronger. You might be weaker. That's why when we come together as a tribe of women, we need each other. Not just as women, but just as people in general. To understand that we do need a little bit of grace. When things get hard, the things that are hard for me might not be hard for you. The things that are easy for me might be hard for you. But we help each other in that. We give ourselves grace, and then we also give others grace as well. So how do we battle this bully? How do we battle this when they come in? What do we do? There needs to be confrontation. There needs to be, if you could imagine, if one of your children or somebody that you knew, somebody that you cared about, that you believed in, was being bullied by someone else, you wouldn't tell them to cower or give in. You would say, stand up for yourself. Stand up. But we have to value ourselves. We have to value our wellness. We have to value our fitness. We have to value our relationships. We have to value these things. If we don't value them, then we will not be willing to be uncomfortable for them. Growth is uncomfortable. It is. We must be willing to be uncomfortable to move forward. Otherwise, we're just going to be spinning our wheels and not going anywhere, and wondering why we're exerting all of this energy, all of it, and we're still staying in the same place. It starts with us. It doesn't start with other people. It doesn't start with blame. It doesn't start with life threw me this and this. Those might be legitimate. But taking a good look at ourselves, and which one of those bullies are we holding hands with? Which one of those bullies are we inviting into our life? Which one of those bullies are we coming into agreement with? Because sometimes they can just sound so good that why not invite them to be a part of your life? But it's time, girls. It's time to start living, to start doing things differently. It's time to let go of all of the connections with these bullies. Because the more you exercise your desire, the more you exercise your will, the stronger she will become. The stronger you will become. You are not those bullies. Stop giving them real estate. Stop it. Some of them own parts of your heart, own parts of your mind, and they dictate what you do with your body. We have to start believing something different. And we need to believe in what we don't see. Because when I believe it, then I will see it. Not when I see it, I'll believe it. When you believe it, you will see it. It doesn't mean it happens like that. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy. If it's easy, it's probably not real. So, let's start this journey off right, honest, true, and aware of what's going on in our mind when things get hard, aware of what happens when you're presented with a challenge. And let's do this, girls.